G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are spawning here on Himayama of all maps to watch an old civilization face off against a new civilization. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, in the east side of the map, in the color red, playing as the Byzantines, we've got the other core, aka Donati. And on the west side of the map, in the color orange, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, we've got Fitzy here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. Now, one of the things that we're going to look to try and do... Oh Lord, he coming. One of the things we're going to try and look to do this game is... What do you got going on right here, Mr. Donati? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this Donati casted content, make sure you leave a like on the video. It really helps out with the traction. I was going to say, what we're going to do is we're going to switch these colors. We're going to put one of these players in red and one of these players in blue. So I guess we'll make it so that Fitzy here, he started out in orange, so we'll make him blue. And Donati's going to stay in red. Now, this might switch around at some point. If it does, I apologize. I can't control that. I mean, I can control that. It's just, it becomes second nature once you start doing these sort of casts. So as an example, like right here, I want to switch perspective to the other core, and I want to see if he can see these sheep. But I can't do that, because it's all about perspective. Whenever I switch this perspective over to somebody else, it makes them the blue player. So anyway, you guys get the picture. I'll try my best not to do that. I'm just going to keep my hands off the keyboard. Have a look what we've got here. Fitzy here might be in for a little bit of a rude shock early on. He knows what his opponent is up to in the middle of the map, but he might not realize that Akritoid defenses is in play. You come, mess with the bull, you're not just going to get the horns, you're going to get a whole damn spear as well. Keep in mind that Akritoid defenses not only gives you extra armor, but also gives you extra damage. So if you think you're going to be doing any meaningful damage against this early aggression or early economy positioning, you can think again. Checking back towards the base though of our Byzantine player. Things are just cool, calm, collected. He's chilling out. He's minding his own business, and now it's time to get up on the board as the two spears make their way in towards the villagers. Expect to see Akritoid defenses popped immediately. There it goes. Increased armor means those villagers are going to take less damage. And obviously, Fitzy here aware of that. Keep in mind, both of these two players are content creators. I will be leaving links in the description where you can watch them live over on Twitch. They do stream quite a lot. Fitzy here in particular streams a fair bit. The brother of Fitzbro. Not the same guy. Different guy. Brother of Fitzbro. There you go. These guys are related. Except Donati's not related. Donati's from the Netherlands. That's why we don't like him. I'm just kidding. We like Netherlands people. We're jealous of them, right? Because they're tall. And I didn't know, but Netherlands people, like people from the Netherlands, they are really tall, man. Every single one of them. Like the average height over there is like 6'2". I'm kind of jealous. Anyway, it looks like Donati coming up a little bit short in the middle here. You get it? Coming up a little bit short early on. The spear's going to be aggressive. The mill still standing. Cistern. Keep in mind it did have Akritoid defenses, but it does go on cooldown for 2 minutes. So now these villagers don't have it. It's going to be a little bit harder for him. But Grand Winery going to be coming up on the back. Donati going to be doing a little bit of whining today after that experience in the middle. But we'll make it back safely towards the town center. Plenty of resources back here as well. But now, looks like that mining camp will be pressured. Fitzy doing a wonderful job. And I got to say, I love this kind of opening. This is something I do a lot as the Juicy Legacy, and I find it has great success. Opening up with a barracks in the Dark Age. It just feels really good. You can get into your opponent's head, get into their base, and you know, because the reality is, Donati had a plan, right? He said, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to put a cistern out, I'm going to drop my mill down, I'm going to defend with Akritoid defenses, and then I'm going to utilize the food in the middle here to go heavily into, I don't know, villages. But now he can't do that. And then he was going to, you know, fall back onto his gold and go Castle Age. He can't do that now. It makes it so much harder to do the plan that your opponent wanted to do. And because of that, it's super smart. Now have a look at this. Donati actually deletes the cistern to rebuild the cistern back at home. So it means that the next one is only going to cost him 50 stone. This one here, right, only costs 50 stone. The next one after that will cost 100. So very smart by Don to delete that cistern in the middle, appreciating that he doesn't want to pay those inflated prices. And kind of smart by Fitzy to leave it there, because I guarantee you 9 out of 10 players, they wouldn't have deleted the cistern. They would have said, that's fine, I'll let his spears eventually siege it down. Camping out all the gold around the base here. Don does have a back gold in this situation, so he'll feel extra happy with that, but expect to see an archery range thrown down shortly for him. 15 villagers on wood at the moment, 5 on food, some of which are on berries. Have a look at that right there. We've got ourselves some potential longbows coming out. Donati, of course, loves to role play as the English whenever he's playing the Byzantines. We've seen him do it time and time again, pushing out with longbows together with the Lametani, and of course always mixing in a couple of archers. So he's going to be in good company here. But 5 spears on the backside of the base, just looking to position towards that Grand Winery. We see Don now. Got to be defending a little bit. Did I switch their perspective around? I think I switched their colors around. I'm sorry. I'm just getting rid of it, dude. I'm getting rid of it. I can't, man. Their colors switched at some point. I just know that's going to be triggering a lot of people. I didn't pick up on it because, as I said to you, like, it just becomes second nature, right? Like, I see Don Artie and I'm like, okay, what does Don Artie see? I need to see what Don sees. You know, you got to see what the eye of the player is having. But there's the racks now coming up underneath the town center next to the Grand Winery. I'm going to have to call the macro police on this one, Don Artie. I tell you what. I know that it's tough, right? You want to get it in range of the Cistern. Archer on the front. Villagers also going to be popping Akratoy. Defense is looking to defend. Going to be able to do it easily, he says. So this is a bit tough for Don, right? Because he wants to build a barracks. He wants to build it in the influence of his Cistern, but he can't build it on the front because there's an imminent threat coming through from spears. So he has to build it under the TC. The problem is that's right next to the Grand Winery. And, I mean, you want to kind of leave this for farms. But, look, if I know one thing about Don Artie, it's if the game has gotten to the stage where farms need to be put down, then that game is not long for this world. Don Artie, the kind of guy to just, you know, we've seen him do it time and time again. He just pulls his villagers. He's like, I've had enough. I feel like Don Artie is the guy playing with his mother over his shoulder. But at any second, she can come into the room and just be like, Don, dinner is on the table. And Don's like, all right, I'll be there in a minute. Pulls all the villagers, right-clicks the landmarks. He's like, good luck, guys. And then just like goes away, literally walks away, comes back in 25 minutes. He's had his, what do people from the Netherlands eat? I'm trying to think of something insulting, Don. I got nothing. I mean, you probably eat like, what are those real stinky sardines or something like that? You know, the canned fish. I know that the surströmming is like what the Swedes eat. You probably eat that as well, Don. I know you. So Don's probably eating his canned fish for dinner. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, victory. Cool. And then that's it. But anyway, Fitzy here now, with the age up, it's going to be what you expect to see, the Minework Palace. Now, Fitzy here is a little bit notorious, I will say that much. We do see him working towards a castle age at the moment. I don't think I've ever seen Fitzy go for a Regnitz Cathedral. Every single game I've watched him go, it's always the Burgrave. Every single game. Now, he only plays the Giga Chads, the Holy Roman Empire, and every single game he goes to Burgrave. He's Conqueror 3. He's a really good player. But you know, he is the epitome of sticking with what you're good at. And I think that's really important because when I'm coaching, and shout out over to the Patreon if you'd like to check it out, make sure you check it out because we got lots of free content over there, some paid content as well if you're interested in that sort of thing. But one of the things that I often talk about, find a civilization that you like, find a civilization that you synergize well with. You know, if you're an aggressive player, don't pick the Chinese unless you're planning on doing, you know, one base you're going to do all-ins every single game. If you're an aggressive player, pick a civilization like the Mongols, something that you can be aggressive with, something that synergizes well with you. And Fitzy, he does that. He's picked the Holy Roman Empire and says, this really fits my style. And what does he do? He just plays only that civilization, takes it in, understands every single matchup at a very deep level, and then just says, well, I'm just going to do the same thing every game, and I'm just going to absolutely destroy with it. And we now start to see the Burgrave is coming up for him. No real surprise here. Looking to pick up ranged armor as well. Keep in mind with the Minework, you do have the cheaper upgrades that are coming through. He's already picked up that infantry movement speed, and now Don going to be moving to the backside. The outpost has got those arrow slits through, so it means he'll be copping a little bit of extra range here, but you can see that the prelate is out on the back. We'll be able to offer that healing assistance here. And keep in mind, relics will be in play. At the moment, there are 2 prelates out, one underneath the town center, one underneath the outpost. And Don Artie is looking to put on the hurt in this game. Now, keep in mind, he's going to be up against men-at-arms. Lots of men-at-arms. So he's going to really need to pull deep here. Now, we mentioned the fact that he always likes to play into the Western mercenaries, and that's exactly what he goes for here. It's going to be longbows coming out from him, but Keshiks definitely would have made sense in this matchup because Keshiks are going to give him that extra... Oh, no, we got ourselves a little bit of a villager trap. Villagers trying their best to get on out. Go on, get on out of there. Spears doing well, doing work. Early on, men-at-arms starting to stream from the base of Fitzy here. Now, it's going to be a little bit tough. I do apologize. Orange up against red. I just couldn't do it any longer. Now, men-at-arms getting caught out of position here. He could be looking for melee armor. Would make sense against the Lametani mass that will begin building. Okay, men-at-arms just don't care. These guys are quite literal honey badgers, making their way through the world, ignoring the enemy forces. He's just like, I'm just rallying to your berries. I know you've got vills on berries, so I'm just gonna go there. Villager Yeah, I know you got villagers under the town center. I'm just going to rally there. Nah, he doesn't. He switches it up. He's going to the middle of the map. We've got 3 men-at-arms now on these vills in the middle. 1 men-at-arms rallying to the wood line. Have a look at this. Fitzy here just ignoring the opponent's forces. Giving him the hand right now. I feel like I'm watching something out of a high school musical. Just like, sorry, sir. You're going to have to go to another Wendy's. This one is closed. And the shakes. Do Wendy's have shakes? I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm at McDonald's, I order a shake. They're like, sorry, the shake machine's not working. Every single time. Every single time. I'll go to 3 McDonald's. Every single one of them, the shake machine's not working. It's got to be... I reckon there's... Look, I don't want to get sued by the company that does it, but I reckon there's got to be an agreement. There's got to be like a servicing contract with McDonald's that's paying millions of dollars, and these guys have an incentive to make sure those shake machines always need fixing. Because I tell you what, that's the only way I can explain it. These things break like every single time I go there, it's broken. Explain that. Checkmate, atheists. Anyway, men-at-arm numbers continue to build now. Fitzy going to take a little bit of time out to pick up the relics. We can see he's got the first one in the bag on the top side. Second one going to be coming through for him. Where is it? I know it's somewhere out here. Where is it, Fitzy? Has he already? Never mind. He's already put it in the bag. There we go. So Fitzy picking up 2 relics. Relics, of course, only going to be giving that standard number of gold. And you can see how annoying Fitzy is. Look at this. Men-at-arms everywhere. Units absolutely everywhere. Now it gets the 2-handed weapons as well. A little bit of extra damage. Donati numbers starting to build, though. Lament and I together with archers and mixing in the longbows, as we thought. But just look at how annoying Fitzy's being. He is being... It's Fitzy here, Fitzy there, Fitzy everywhere right now. There are just units on every single corner of the map. Look at the line of sight. Men-at-arms guarding the relic. Men-at-arms guarding the pond. Spearmen guarding the wood line. Men-at-arms just chilling out with the sheep in the back. Fine. Do your thing. What do I care? Now under the town center as well. Single men-at-arms gets caught. Don Artie, 12 minutes into the game. We'll switch it over to income. Get a bit of an idea where he currently stands. Looks at about 1,000, maybe 1,100 resources when we consider the olive oil as well. His opponent currently sitting at about the same amount as well. Fitzy here. Looking pretty decent, but that will continue to climb as more relics come online. You can see another relic dropped off in the base just to keep it nice and safe. Now, Don Artie is going to look to bring online the textiles. You can see a lot of villagers back here. He wants to try and keep these villagers alive. He's really struggling keeping this afloat at this stage of the game. Men-at-arms now working to take down the mining camp. Don Artie. Is Don Artie going for a landmark snipe? We're 12 minutes through this game. It feels a little bit preemptive from Don. One of the things about Don that he likes to do is kind of wait. It's normally around like the 20-minute mark he'll go for it. He's doing it. Look at this. The vills are moving out. Oh, he's getting intercepted. Oh, you can see how much he's struggling with this. It is non-stop attacks coming in men-at-arms, and you can see Fitzy a little bit confused. Where are the units? He's going to spot the outpost on the back. Remember, he's got emergency repairs in play. Should be able to get a decent amount of healing off on this. But the Sacred Site victories are now coming through, or Sacred Sites are now online. Villagers chased away once again. Men-at-arms and spears just doing such an incredible job here. This is so difficult to watch from the perspective of Don, and you can see the importance of getting up to the castle age against this civilization. It just makes total sense to be having crossbows out to be able to deal with this, because Don is struggling. Akratoid defenses will come out here. No blacksmith upgrades just yet for the Don. Keep in mind, he's 13 minutes into this Byzantine game and still lacking those upgrades. Emergency repairs has finally worn off, and now that outpost will go down. Relic on the ground. That's going to be 2 on the ground. Nothing to his name at the moment, Fitzy, but he does have, I would say, custody of 2 relics inside his base. The third one on the way through as well. Somewhere. There it is, getting brought in. And Men-at-arms just chasing away the Don at this stage of the game. Fitzy behind this. The gold now starting to move up, and you can see it's going to be textiles coming through for him as well. Making sure these villagers are going to be extra safe, knowing that his opponent is looking to skirt the edges of his base. He will spot out exactly where they're positioned. No sprinkled in placement just yet. Triple outpost as well for Fitzy. He wants to keep these villagers ultra safe. Relics will be coming back, and you can see that he's going to be able to throw all 3 into these outposts. Don Artie not looking to push the agenda at this stage. Arrow slits. Come on, don't do me like that, Fitzy. Look how cheap sprinkled in placements are. You can guarantee your opponent will never push your base if you just get a single arrow or a single sprinkled in placement and put it in his face. That is for sure. Let's check in on the other side of the map and look at Don. He is actually going to throw down some olive groves, something that Don Artie hasn't had to do in, I would say, 56 games. This is going to be the first game he's decided, I'm going to make farms. It must be tough for the Don, realizing that, you know what, there's no berries left, there's no deer left that he can take, there's nothing that's safe, and he's going to have to resort to olive groves in his base. But now the villagers do get pulled. Have a look at this. He's bringing out plenty of them. He's really fighting it up against the men-at-arms. Don Artie Now just, at this stage of the game, you got to wonder, is it all over Red Rover? These Vills have got a decent amount of damage, 6 knife damage, but only up against the men-at-arms, they do 1 damage apiece. Longbows don't have their ranged attack in, which means that the men-at-arms take only 1 damage through, and you can hear that they're slowly able to take them out, but Don's villager count is beginning to dwindle. He's lost 20 workers this game, and now, just when you thought Don Artie was the only one losing workers, Don Artie says, hey, how you doing? Don't mind me. I'm going to pick off a couple right here. How you doing? Don Artie looking strong early on in this game. Well, I say strong. I don't know if strong's the right word for it. Neutralizes the sacred site in the north. 2 longbows going to be doing God's work. Second set of units in that south going to be looking to neutralize it as well. Now we'll check in back with the base, and Don Artie throwing a ring of olive groves around the Grand Winery after losing 29 workers in the battle of the 15th minute. I can't help but feel like this may have been a difficult choice for the Don. Don's down to 19 villagers at this point. Now, he's looking to try and even it up, though. Look at him. He's splitting units on every single side. He says, you want to play a terribly scuffed game? I can play a terribly scuffed game as well. Villagers being chased away from all resources on this map. The villagers are enemy number 1 in this game. We know that much. Shotgun on the town center, firing out 15 damage at a time. You can see it slowly taking out the men-at-arms as the archers and longbows run away from the men-at-arms. A couple of villagers as well. Still more units posturing towards that south side of the base. Villagers going to be chased, trying their best to deal with these archers, but now the threat comes through from the south side of the base. Fitzy here managed to secure 3 relics. Plenty of farms online. He's got that decent villager count, 43 up against 16, but the military numbers still in favor of the Don. Men-at-arms still chasing away units, and Don Artie leaving him on a wild juice, leading him rather on a wild goose chase. Let's go with that instead of a juice chase. I wouldn't want to chase Juice. In fact, no, I take it back. I would totally chase Juice. You could dangle Juice in front of me on a treadmill. I would 100% be running, 19, 20 miles an hour after that bad boy. Like, give me the pineapple. Give me the pineapple. That's me. I love my juice. You guys know that. I'm a sweet tooth. Love my my sweet juices. Probably, as bad as Red Bull is for you at the end of the day. I mean, look, if you had to choose between Red Bull and pineapple juice, you're probably going to take pineapple juice. But look, it's probably, water's the best. Let's go with that. We're all hydro homies here. South side, sacred site. Now, being retaken. 4 relics in the bag for Fitzy. Keep in mind, even if you lose all your villagers, you still got the relics pumping out gold. You can get some sort of semblance of an army on the field with it. Don being chased away completely. I mean, this is a sad game. I mean, at this stage, this has just been terrible. The Burgrave he never saw coming. That's really what it was. Don Artie could have prepared for this easily. But at the end of the day, it just feels like a slow and steady bleed out for the Don. The villager count has dwindled. The military count has dwindled. The men-at-arms overwhelm him, and the game gets called just like that. What a weird game. An absolutely strange game from Don Artie. Ladies and gentlemen, go check him out. Don Artie, Fitzy here. They're both live over on Twitch right now. I'm a bit weirded out after that game. I'm sure you are as well. But look, hopefully the next one's a little bit less weird after that. Wow. What a weird game.